Thanks to the support as a channel member, Todd Thomas. Well, as they say, Mrs Wearmouth, it is ours to lose. We are still top of the championship with 10 games to go. But today we play Birmingham and Reading, the teams in second and third place. I don't want to say we could win the league today. I think we can probably lose it. But we can go a long way to securing Premier League status, finally, if we don't mess up these two matches. Hello and welcome to part 89 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have those two massive games away against Birmingham, at home against Reading. Since you were last with me, we've this isn't my custom view. Hideous. That was utterly hideous. How can you judge how things are going without the little dots? Since you were last with me, we've played 4 games, I think. Three wins and a draw, so our unbeaten run that extends back to Forest in January goes on. This is what the league table looks like now. We are top 72 points, 1 game in hand of Burnley, who've snuck into second place. But both Birmingham and Reading, the two teams we play today, do have games in hand over them, although it looks like Reading are falling off the pace a little bit. Birmingham, though, will be looking at today's match, knowing if they beat us, they'll go above us and potentially to the top of the league, depending on what happens in the Burnley game. Burnley don't even look like they're playing today, so I guess they played last night, which is why we all have a game in hand over them. So we're basically us and Birmingham playing for top of the table. If we win here, we'll be 5 points clear of Burnley, 6 points clear of Birmingham, and 12 points clear of Reading, with Reading still to play in the next game. And that will be with 10 games to go. Things will be looking very good at that point. But, you know, we don't like to make these promotions easy. We wouldn't have been in the championship for, 5 years, 6 years, if we were going to do this the easy way. So this is the team for the Birmingham game. We're going with Green in goal, a back four of Francis, Davies, Barr and Curry, Ali Bassick and Collier in midfield, Richards, Hodgkinson and Renan supporting Costabile up front. There are no injuries. There are no suspensions. This is what I now consider to be my best 11. I'm still not completely sure. Ali Bassick and Collier, not certain. That's my central midfield. Curry could easily be in there. Lay could easily be in there. Akani could be in there. Even Hodgkinson could be back in that midfield. But these are the guys who we're going with. So hopefully it doesn't all mess up. And also to address some controversy from earlier in the week, Raphael Irving, the man with the amazing moustache, should have guessed he was too old when I saw his moustache. But actually, he wasn't too old when we signed him. It just appears he was from his career history, because his career history shows him as being at Wigan until the end of the 29-30 season, and then at home from the start of this season. And if he'd have joined us on the 1st of July at the start of this season, he would have been 19 years old, because he's about to turn 20. But actually, that's not when he signed. If we have a look, I don't think we can see it on it. It doesn't show the date on there either. If we go on to our transfer history, though, you can see that Raphael Irving actually signed on the 31st of January 2030, which was, 2 months before his 19th birthday. So he was 18 when he signed. He came in with the same group of players as Santa Maria, Costabile, Gould, Grucock, and Jackson Wolf. It's just for whatever reason. I guess it's because he was playing for Wigan last year, didn't ever play a game for us, so it didn't bother showing him coming into us in time. But he was definitely 18 years old when he signed. He is a legal player. Have I introduced the team? I think I've introduced the team. If I haven't, it was on the screen long enough for you to have a look at it for yourselves. Let's go play Birmingham. I am worried because we've been down this road before. I don't know that we've ever been in this strong a position before, certainly in the Championship. And if you go back historically, and there aren't many players who were involved with us historically, but I'd imagine Davies, Curry, Hodgkinson have all been involved in previous promotions for us. I don't know if any of the rest of them have at this point. Maybe Joe Barr came up from League One with us, although I'm not entirely sure he did. I think we might only have 3 survivors from previous promotions, but we have got players who've seen us over the finish line before. But we have far more players in the side now who are used to bottling it, usually in the playoffs. That's lovely football from Francis to take it round his man, but then does give the ball away relatively cheaply as the Birmingham player gets the tackle in just as he was looking to play the ball across to, I think, Renan, who was lurking on the edge of the area. And Birmingham now with the breakaway, and Birmingham have scored less than 3 minutes on the clock. To quote Football Manager from many times over the years, that's not the start we had in mind. To be 1-0 down after 3 minutes is not good. And that is a huge missed interception from Collier on the edge of the area. And I have to wonder, does Akani make that interception? Does Curry? Does Lay? Any of these other options that we potentially have in that midfield? We're asking a lot from young Darren Collier today, who only came in January. He has impressed, which is why he's currently the man in possession of that starting spot in midfield. But I hope I haven't put a little bit too much faith in the 18-year-old. And Birmingham are away again. This time Green makes the save. Ali Basic's there to cover, and it remains 1-0. We've started very slowly here. Birmingham are definitely up for this game and are coming at us, ball into the area again. But this time, once again, Green is out to collect that. He's just keeping hold of the ball for a moment, taking the sting out of the Birmingham attack and trying to build something a little bit more slowly as we try and assert ourselves onto this game. It's with Davies at the back, who's playing it forward to Costabile, heads it back to Collier. Collier back to Davies again, who has another go at lumping it forward. This time finds Hodgkinson, back to Collier again, who plays a nice ball in to George Francis, who keeps it in, finds Ola Richards. Richards to Francis. Francis with a cross, Costabile in space, and it sort of came to him on the wrong side. He was stood half facing the goal, and it came to him on his left foot, which meant he had to take the touch and try and work it onto his other foot to get the shot away. Whereas if it's 2 inches further forward, he can tap that in with his right foot. But it was a good chance. And Hodgkinson now plays Renan in. And Renan is there with the equaliser. We had a man over on the right-hand side. The man over was Renan. And he isn't going to miss. He's a big game player. And that is lovely football again from Kieran Hodgkinson, who is flourishing in this attacking midfield role that I invented entirely by myself, and you lot probably should have made me aware of a little bit sooner in Kieran Hodgkinson's 9 years at the club. But he's good at attacking midfield. He really does get involved. His passing really does come to the fore when he's playing in that position, as we saw there, playing Renan in beautifully. Ball forward again from Birmingham. Francis once again missing out. What a save from Jack Green. I've been going on about him in recent episodes about how we're not missing Alex Williams anymore. And there's a perfect example of it, because that was a phenomenal save from Green. Corner comes in and Green is there to just clutch it out of the sky. We have our new number one. We are not, I'm saying it now, we are not going back in for Alex Williams, no matter what happens this summer. We have our goalkeeper. His name is Jack Green. He was dirt cheap as well. Green rolls it out to Davies, and Harrison Davies is getting a lot of time on the ball today for a man who's listed as a no-nonsense defender, but he's our captain. I guess you have to... see that. Oh, it's offside. Excellent. Don't have to criticise Davies or Green, who I was just raving about, and it was kind of the two of them who combined for that to go in. Why does the game keep stopping? Is it pausing itself? What's going on? I've talked about it before, but FM21, after the most recent update, really is a bit of a glitch fest. It seems to just... And I know some people are saying it runs fine on my computer. It runs fine for me 90% of the time. And it's not even that it struggles when I'm recording, because it doesn't know I'm recording, because I have a 2-PC setup. So it's going into my recording PC on a capture card. So it doesn't know it's recording. There's no extra processing being done for the recording. It's just sometimes in the episodes, and I guess I notice it more in the episodes because I'm watching more closely, it just gets a little glitchy. I never noticed it before the recent update. Right, I am pleased with how things are going. In the grand scheme of things, if we draw this game, that's fine. That leaves us 3 points clear of Birmingham, 3 points clear of Burnley. Reading still to play, but Reading are falling off the pace. So, yeah, a draw is fine. A draw is obviously a lot better than letting Birmingham win and them sneaking above us to the top of the table. But we would like to grab a win if we could, but let's not get greedy. Let's take the draw. Green collects comfortably again from the cross. Being 6'6" really does help him out in those kind of situations, and he lumps it forward, looking for Costabile. He wins it well in the air again. That's something Costabile gives us up front that none of our other strikers do. He is much stronger in the air than any of our other forwards. But a ball over the top here again, and they've hit the post. Green keeping himself big. I'm giving him all the credit for it. And now the clearance, I think that was from Renan. And Renan is like the opposite of Costabile. He's a tiny little fella who's awful in the air, but he's done the headed clearance there. And with half an hour still to go, it remains Birmingham 1, Home 1. The 3-point lead at the top of the league is maintained. But as you can see, Birmingham do have the better goal difference. So we'd like another goal. Right, Hodgkinson and Renan are the two players who are tiring. So Onyango can come on for Renan. That's an easy change to make. And then the crowd go wild. Connor Roberts is coming on for Kieran Hodgkinson. And for the last change that I'm making, I think we're going to bring on Alec Lay in midfield. Are we going to bring on Lay or Akani? I'm taking off Collier. And I think I'm going to put Ali Basic a little further forward and put Alec Lay in there. So Lay's going to come on as a, where is he? Ball-winning midfielder is what I'm trying to do. Ali Basic can stay as that Mazzala. Roberts can become a playmaker because it's his best role, and he's had a difficult time, bless him. So let's play him in his best role and hope that that helps him put in a good performance in these final few minutes. And Joe Barr with a free header that he just has to keep that down under the bar, and we're irony, and we're 2-1 up. Joe Barr, known because he heads over it all the time. That's what he's known for from now on. He's probably never done it before, but that's all we'll remember him for at this point. Costabile doing some good centre-forward play again and plays Richards in. Richards on this left-hand side, just wait to be kicked. He doesn't need to wait to be kicked. He plays it to Connor Roberts and he missed. That was his opportunity to make himself a hero. He could have changed the Connor Roberts story there by scoring the goal that gets us 1 foot into the Premier League, but it was such an easy chance and he's kicked it straight at the keeper, and Green has struggled a little bit with the first mistake Green's made all day, but he got back up again quickly and we get away with it. Still 1-1, and we enter the final couple of minutes of this game. And I say again, Football Manager gods, if you're listening, we take this. This is all right. We don't need any more nonsense going on at either end of the pitch. We will accept this. Onyango wins the ball back. We'll take some nonsense now, boys and girls. Onyango charging forward. Look at the run from Onyango, but he couldn't get the shot past the Birmingham goalkeeper. We've now got a corner. This is a moment for Harrison Davies, if ever I saw one. Nathan Curry to deliver the corner to that near post, looking for Davies. It's Barr, and he's done it again. What does he head it over? The Joe Barr. For goodness sake, Joe, keep your headers down. Where was Harrison Davies when we needed him? And 1-1, like I said, we take that. That still leaves us 3 points clear at the top of the league. And now if we can get a good result in this next game, we're still going to be looking very good with 9 games to go. 2 changes for the Reading game then, one forced upon us. George Francis has picked up an injury. He's only going to miss this one game, but McCartan comes in for him at left back. And I've also brought Akani in for Collier in central midfield. Collier, yeah, Akani's in decent form. Collier, I like him, but maybe not for such a massive game. We got away with playing him against Birmingham, but we do need a win here. A draw was fine against Birmingham, but we do need a win here. So let's go out there, pick up that victory. We can basically finish off any hopes Reading had of a title push with a victory here today. And also, what's going on with Burn? What? Oh, I thought the gap had got bigger. I was looking at the points gap between us and Reading and thinking that's 9 points. But no, Burnley and Birmingham still 3 points behind us. Burnley are 2-0 up already against Rotherham, though. So Burnley are really giving this a push. They've kind of emerged from nowhere over the last few games. Hodgkinson with the breakaway here, though. Kieran Hodgkinson's got Costabile up there with him if he can find him, but he's just keeping hold of the ball. He does find Costabile, and there's Renan. The ball bobbled free from Costabile to Renan, and for the second time today, Renan has popped up with a goal. It's his 10th of the season now. It's been another one of his difficult injury seasons, but he's got himself back into the team recently, got himself fit, and most importantly of all, got himself back into goal-scoring form. Home 1, Reading 0. Burnley, we know, are winning. What are Birmingham doing? Birmingham are away against Peterborough. Peterborough, who are rock bottom of the Championship, but need to do their city rivals a favour. Why is that switched over to Premier League? We don't want to see the... We'll look at the Premier League next year when we're in there. hopefully. McCartan on the left finds Akani. Akani with a weird cross that finds Nathan Curry, but gives him so much time to pick a shot that he does shoot, but it cannons back off of the Reading defender, and now they've got a break, and that's poor. Jack Green, after me talking so positively about him in the last game, has just been beaten easy as you like at his near post there without even moving. I can only assume he wasn't expecting the shot to come in. He hadn't readied himself for it. Davies has been beaten for pace again, but we know that's how that works now. The disappointment there is with Green not even going to make the save. And now we've lost Ola Richards to injury. Renan's going to go at this. I mean, I don't want to say it's a blessing in disguise because that's cruel on Richards, but it does get Renan over to this left-hand side where he doesn't get to play very often anymore because of the emergence of Richards as a good option for us out there. Right, 1-1 at half-time. Not okay. We need to win this game, and I'm almost tempted. I think we are going to go attacking because a win is so important for us today to keep the pressure on all those teams below us. And like I say, take Reading out of the mix. And 9 points with 9 games to go is just about doable. You make it 12 points, Reading are done, and it's just Burnley and Birmingham that we have to worry about. So it's a big opportunity for us today. And there's some poor performances out on that pitch. Ali Basic's going to come off. We're going to bring on... I am going to bring on Alec Lay. Purely because it gives us the flexibility to play a little bit differently further forward, because you then have that solid base in the midfield. Hodgkinson's not playing well. I don't really want to take Hodgkinson off. I think what we might do... I'm tempted to put Hodgkinson up front. But no. We're going to leave it as is for now. I don't necessarily want to take any of those off, so we'll leave them on for a minute. We're going to demand more, and we'll keep that final substitution in the bag. We've got Hodgkinson now playing as a playmaker in behind Costabile, and now both Renan and Hodgkinson are tired. Hodgkinson can come off. Roberts can come on for him. And with 10 minutes to go, we could really use a winning goal from somebody, please. Who wants to step up and make themselves a hero? Connor Roberts is on the pitch and has the opportunity to do so. It doesn't look like he's going to. Well, we didn't lose either of those 2 games, but we didn't win either of them either. We are still top of the league, but Burnley are coming for us. Ola Richards is going to be out for most of the rest of the season, which is a shame. We're 9 unbeaten, which is lovely. We've got 2 players in on trial at the moment that I'd quite like to bring in permanently. This guy is called Tuna, which really makes me want to sign him. He's a potential Premier League striker in the future. Let's offer him... What should we offer them? Has he got a release clause? No. Is he out of contract? No. Let's offer them $500,000. See, brilliant. Probably could have got him a little bit cheaper than that. And then this guy, similar process. He is out of contract at the end of the season. Let's try and get him for a little less. Let's say 350,000 for him. Flipping heck! He's out of contract. Well, interesting. Right, we're probably going to go through until, I was going to say the end of the season, but we played Burnley there. If that Burnley game is hugely interesting for the title, we'll come back for Burnley. If not, we'll go through to the final 2 games of the season, but I suspect we're going to be back for Burnley. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.